Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to Boldly Go, Drinking, a product of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen. This is a show dedicated to talking about and reviewing the latest in Star Trek episodes as they come out. Today we'll be talking about Star Trek Discovery, Through the Valley of Shadows. As a warning, this show is full of spoilers, so, whatever, go fuck yourself if you care about that. I'm your host, Tactic Angel. With me is Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend.
Hello.
Hi, Midget Radio. How are you?
I'm great, Tactic Angel. How are you?
I'm hateful.
Why is that?
I don't know. But I'm gonna see if it goes any. I'm gonna see if it gets any better. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is a surprise.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink the blackened for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Right in front. This is the high point of the episode.
I'm excited.
For literally only us.
Yes. Do it. Do it. He's still drinking. Must be good.
I'm thinking about it. It's got a strange aftertaste. You know what? I'm not going to do this again. They tried to sue me before. What do you have?
I got the Shiner Bock. I'm on the Shiner Bock now.
But beer before liquor.
No, liquor before beer. That's never... Wait. Fuck.
It's very unclear.
Shit. It's not fair when they both rhyme. Fuck.
So, we are talking about Through the Valley of Shadows. For Discovery fans, this title is a reference to a Christian verse of the Bible.
Oh, God.
For all the Star Trek fans out there, you're smart enough to have realized this already. The crew of the Discovery start out the show by talking about how the Red Angel got transported back to the future after her time crystal got destroyed by a phaser blast. For reasons that still remain a mystery to both the crew and especially the viewers of the show, they need to get another one.
Yeah. I know. This is accurate.
I don't...
Tactic Angel, let me just say, I'm just going to get it out there. This is the funniest episode of Star Trek I've ever seen. I couldn't believe what was happening in front of my face, and I laughed. Like, it was just spontaneous laughter. Almost wall to wall.
So, I understand it. It's like an average TV show or movie or whatever media it is. It starts at a neutral point in your mind, probably. Then it goes down to bad.
Yeah.
Then if it goes far enough, it goes to, like, kind of hilariously good bad.
Yeah.
And for me, it continued further down.
That's fair. I can see how it would do that.
And there is another level of just, like, hopeful for death.
Yeah.
That, like, most media doesn't, oh God, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first, damn it, I sound so fucking frustrated and we haven't even started. Literally, I think the first line is, we cannot remove the data from the ship. And it's like, what the fuck were you doing last episode?
I don't know. I'm so confused about the data, the sphere data issue now. I don't have any idea. I thought it was in the suit. I thought we solved that problem.
Every line in this scene makes the characters look really, I mean, like, they are dumb, but it makes them look, like, painfully dumb.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so they have Spock. God
Yes.
damn it that Spock is in this show.
Uh-huh.
Spock says, so the Red Angel suit and the time crystal was damaged in the phaser fight, right, guys?
Yeah.
It's like, So, like, clearly the sign that we're seeing now can't be the Red Angel, because the Red Angel couldn't have come back to a point in our future further forward than the points they've already come back before, because that's not how time travel works.
Right.
Or, like, she couldn't have spent 40 years trying to fix the goddamn suit and managed to do it and then came back 6 minutes in front. Like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't just dial up the DeLorean to any time you want. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
can only,
you just need that flux capacitor.
you can only dial in dates on a Fibonacci sequence. Or some stupid J.J. Abrams nonsense.
Yeah. I am so lost on the plot. I can't even guess what anybody's trying to do or what's happening. But the first part, because I think this show, it opens right with Burnham like looking at her dead mom or whatever, and she's like something, I don't know, some emotional.
So Burnham
garbage.
starts out the show with the realization that she's basically thwarted the plans of the Red Angel to save the universe.
So that's
in other words, she's done exactly what she wanted to do for the last 3 episodes.
That's the part that made me laugh out loud the first time.
You stupid bitch. You got exactly what you wanted.
Because, like, right? Because she gets a call from Amanda, and Amanda's like, "Oh, Michael, I heard what happened with your mom. I'm so sorry." And God damn it, Sonequa. Oh my God. She's just amazing now to me. She's become almost amazing. Because now this, like, I look off to the left into the distance. I always thought that my mother was dead, but it's so much worse. and I fucking lost it just right there. Because I'm like, of course, Michael Burnham, of course, you thought your mom was dead, but somehow the fact that she's alive is worse. And it's because you fucked it up. It's because you fucked up what she was trying to do. It's
I don't
just
understand why
so
she's
funny.
saying her stage directions, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, Sonequa, honey, you don't have to say the words in the parentheses.
That's just how good she is at acting. It's so transparent. I mean, man, she's doing exactly the thing she's supposed to do. It's fucking amazing. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know how anybody can take any of this shit seriously. It's so fucking bad that it's hilarious.
I didn't laugh.
I definitely did. It's just, my God. Of course, no, the fact that she's alive, that makes sense. It's worse. The fact that you found out that she's alive. It's so stupid. God damn it. Like,
I don't understand it because it's like, literally, Spock said the Red Angel is trying to save the universe from destruction
yeah.
by control, which evolves into it, the thing
Yeah.
that kills everything.
Yeah.
We need to thwart it. And she's
Yeah.
like, sign me up.
Right? On board.
Like, the only part of this that doesn't make sense is that it was your mom,
Yeah.
and still, if it was no one, if it was, Ross Perot, who gets in a spacesuit
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
and tries to, it would be a better show, and tries to save the universe. I mean, if you stopped Ross Perot, would you have been like, I knew I shouldn't have voted third party candidate. I knew it. It's just madness. Cause like thwart.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
Yeah.
God damn it. So after this scene, there are 3 storylines, I guess.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I know that typically we try to start with Burnham because the rage.
Hate spiral. Yeah.
But I want to start somewhere else because I think it'll be quick and painless.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the not so gay relationship drama.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we get to see Tig Notaro again.
Yep. Good time. So this plot consists
Best part of the show.
this plot consists of 2 parts, more or less. Part 1, where everyone's having a good time listening to the precious few auto antonyms that exist in the English language.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think that they were like reading the Wikipedia or something.
Yeah. Good for them. They did their research.
Do you remember all the times that we were in high school and we were like, let's play the auto antonym game?
Yeah.
Because that never happened.
Yeah.
So Jet Reno shows up and gives some relationship advice to Stamets.
Yeah.
Who's still super gay for his imaginary dead boyfriend.
I like that scene just because she almost calls him a pussy.
I think I like this scene only in the sense that it's like, Jesus Christ, look, it's like a writer cared about a character.
Yeah.
It only took him 25 episodes.
Yep.
But then at the same time, I already am so uninvested in Stamets that it's like,
I know. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that relationship is a fucking complete waste of time. It is a totally empty, meaningless fucking relationship where it's just we're the only two gay dudes on the ship. So yeah, no.
No, that's what you think. Because later Reno shows up in sickbay to tell Dr. Snot Monster that he's screwing up his second chance to be with Stamets.
Yeah.
Because he already died once. Now, here's a question. Does it count as psychoanalyzing if Jet Reno is projecting her own lesbian love affair onto this other gay couple? Or does it count as kind of like, I'm trying to live vicariously through you by telling you, try not to fuck this up?
You know what sucks is that it's like, it would have been a good scene if they had spent any time developing her and Hugh prior to that scene. Like, if they had spent time building up these characters to like, you know, we're the kind of people who are like a little more laid back and less of a pain in the ass, you know, but we find these partners and these love interests who are almost the opposite of us in that sense. It's like, that would have been cool if that had been developed fucking at all. But it wasn't. You just get that entire information dump right there in that scene. You're like, oh, I didn't know that Jet Reno and Hugh Colbert had anything in common at all prior to this scene. I never would have ever suspected that. That's for sure. So yeah, it's just an info dump at that point. It's this show's fucking penchant for tell, don't show. Tell the fucking audience, don't show them anything.
I'll try to be fair. If this scene occurred in a show that was even moderately well written, I would take Tig Notaro's trip to the med bay to say, hey, I have a hangnail, I need a doctor.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, clearly, obviously stupid.
Sure. I do kind of enjoy, like, Tig is actually doing a better job on this show than I thought that she would when I first heard that she was guest, because I do kind of like what a bitch she was about it. Like, she's just like raising her hand, like, fuck you, I need medical attention, stop doing whatever you're doing. Like,
yeah,
I did kind of enjoy that. Like,
her acting in the scene, the first scene that she was in, which was kind of like a breath of fresh air that she's still on the the ship.
Yeah.
She was terrible.
Yeah.
She was really, really bad. But like, she shows up, and I mean, I like the idea that Jet Reno's character is showing up, essentially making up a reason to be there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if I cared about, you know, Dr. Snot Monster or Stamets, I could be like, that's kind of interesting, and she can info dump on him and maybe try to project, like, you know, if I had the opportunity to be with my wife again, like, what I wouldn't give.
Yeah.
And you are fucking this up.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's maybe the most fine part of the show, but honestly, we are spending more time on it than they are.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Yeah. Because it's the only like ray of light in the fucking. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
I would have been.
It's an info dump. It's try to get everybody to care about it, and nobody's gonna.
Yeah, and it's like, and at least like for it's weird how like they managed to make Jet Reno still. I don't know, like she still feels a little bit, you know, in character, because she is kind of like cold and kind of distant and sort of a bitch, you know. So it's like I like that they covered her, like the reason that she went in there, like her whole excuse is that like he's a scientist and they have to work together on the other aspect of this episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like there's a utilitarian purpose, you know, behind this. It's not that she cares or anything. Like I like that, you know, they kind of covered that base. Care. Yeah, exactly. She can pretend. Yeah, so they kind of honor that aspect of her character, which is, man, I mean, I'm sure at some point we'll see Tig Notaro break down and cry over some emotional garbage, probably involving Michael Burnham, but
at that point she can go straight out an airlock.
Yep.
Okay, so there are two other parts to this thing.
Yep.
We're gonna transfer off of this.
Okay.
We're gonna go into the part that we traditionally start with, which is the adventures of Spock, Burnham, and the mystery of the haunted Section 31 ship.
Yeah.
We learned that every Section 31 ship, of which there are literally dozens,
Yeah.
checks in every hour, so that you can imagine how fun it is to work there.
Sure.
But one of the Section 31 ships is a few minutes late in doing that, which sets off all sorts of alarms all over the place.
Yeah.
Of course, then they say it's not uncommon for somebody to miss a check-in and that they don't need to provide an explanation for why they did it, which actually makes a whole fucking lot of sense for a secret organization.
Definitely. Hey, guys, whatever. Sometimes you got to take a pee break. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we were following a guy who didn't want to break radio silence, whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every hour, seriously?
I know. It's fucking thoughtless. Whatever.
So in this episode, Section 31 is clearly distinct from Starfleet, at least
Yeah.
because they talk about them having their own fleet.
Yep.
Burnham takes it upon herself to convince Pike that they should send somebody, namely her,
Yep.
to the Section 31 ship to see what's up, because they aren't required to report their own super secret mustache twirling plots to their overlords, but they will definitely tell some random fucking science officer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at this point in the show.
I kind of feel like that's the only way to look at it.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
is.
if you've made it this far, idiots, there's no way that you're going to balk at the fact that this makes no sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's pretend that Michael Burnham showed up and all of the crew wasn't spaced already.
Okay.
What would she do?
I don't know.
Hailing Section 31 ship,
Yeah.
I have a shuttlecraft, permission to land.
Yeah.
They're going to say no, I assume.
But then she'll be like, I'm Michael Burnham.
Oh, and then they'll say yes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I overlooked that part.
Now I get it. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
In this section of the plot, we learn that Spock is outranked by Burnham. How much did you enjoy that?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Did you laugh?
I mean, well, she earned it. Like, she earned it, rank.
She
Yeah.
showed fucking up on the
Yeah.
Shenzhou. It
Yeah.
was the commander.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Makes
Midget
perfect
Radio, I
fucking
could
sense.
flip the fucking coffee table in front of me. And it's like 140 pounds. It has a laptop, a television.
Angel, I mean, of course
goddamn
she
thing.
is. She's
Oh,
better.
God.
Literally, there's been no better character in all of Star Trek canon than Michael Burnham, according to this show. I mean, clearly, she is a messianic figure as far as this show is concerned. It doesn't
Jesus Christ shows
I
up in
imagine
the next
she
episode
Jesus
and
Christ,
apologizes.
yeah, exactly. You know what? I should have done better, Michael.
You know,
Yeah,
I
that's what
got
he
on that
said.
cross. It was all vanity.
Yeah, it really
I should have
was.
left that cross for you.
I should have. Yeah, if you were there, you would have shown me the way. But
Yeah.
I don't know. And then God's got to apologize to her. You in fact were my daughter. I don't know. It was just my own patriarchal senses. I don't know. I wasn't woke enough to realize that
The hate spiral is real.
I know.
I think somewhere along the lines in this episode, I realized that I really hate this version of Spock.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking waste of time now. Like, now that he's not routinely insulting Burnham, it's just, fuck it, this isn't Spock. I mean, it's not even remotely Spock to me. It's not. I don't feel at all that he doesn't even resemble the character anymore. It's just,
No.
it's a fucking joke. Like,
And there are lines that they say in this that just do not sound like things that Spock would say. Rage is the enemy
Yeah.
of logic. And you're like, I mean, it's technically probably true,
yeah,
but why?
yeah.
Why are you what? Huh?
Yeah. Well, there's no way to have a Spock-like figure in this show. You cannot do it because the show doesn't give a shit about logic. Like the writers, the plot line doesn't make any fucking sense. None of the character decisions make any sense. When you have a show that is just routinely looking to drain every last ounce of drama out of every single scene, you can't have a figure like Spock in the middle of it, because you have to be in a universe that actually obeys to some degree the principles of logic. Like, it has to be rational on some level for a figure like Spock to exist within it.
Yeah.
If it's just batshit madness, then he can't do anything. Sorry, this isn't a universe built on science or rationality, so I got nothing to offer. Like, I can't help. Just
Yeah. I mean, it's disappointing. So they come out of warp, right?
yeah,
There's a whole bunch of floating dead bodies
yeah.
in space. They manage to find a body that is alive. This is going to come up later.
It's so funny.
So they beam it back on board, and all three of them take a field trip onto... And I thought this was weird that they specifically beamed onto the ship
Yeah.
instead of docking with it, because the shuttle bay's right there. And it's
Yeah,
open.
true.
Why don't you
Yeah.
just... Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, they go back to the whatever, and they start poking about the ship. And you're like, Control is taking over the ship. It's spaced everybody.
Yeah.
Midget Radio.
Yes.
What is the logical thing to do about this ship that has been taken over by Control?
I think the first thing you'd want to do is try to board it.
All right, let's pretend that you got past that.
Well, then I think you'd want to try to reason with it, tactically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's say that Control allowed you to board it, which is, I mean, if Control is a super intelligent AI that is specifically meant to defeat tactical situations.
Yeah.
I hate this show.
I know.
So it allows you to beam aboard the ship,
Yeah.
which seems like an error.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're there, what do you do?
Well, you want to hack it.
Midget Radio, you're trolling me.
I am. Because it's so stupid. I don't know why they want to get on that ship. None of this makes sense to me.
So it's like, why don't we beam onto the ship?
Yeah. To do
Like, seriously.
what?
They isolate all of the information to one core, which seems
Sure.
strangely easy.
Yeah.
And then they're going to do a manual reboot to get it out of the whatever.
Yeah.
Or like clear the random access memory. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. You got to save that ship, though.
I have a better idea.
Okay.
Michael Burnham shoots a phaser at the warp core.
Tactic Angel. Now that is wasteful.
Michael Burnham
Dies.
plants a bomb on the warp core.
Yeah.
I can't emphasize enough the warp core blowing up.
I don't know what was it like? I don't even know what the pretense was, honestly. Because I'm at a point with this show where it's just characters do things, and I'm not gonna spend the mental energy to try to figure out why.
It's just a hunk of stuff floating in space.
There wasn't like a pretense like, oh, I don't know, maybe there's like some intelligence we can gain or something from a ship, or they're like, we gotta find out what happened. Maybe that's it.
Let me put it this way. Whatever your curiosity is
Yeah.
it or is it not worth all intelligent life in the universe?
I mean, it's at least worth Michael Burnham's life, because most things are, but
I would trade...
I would sacrifice that bitch to cross the street, but...
Okay, I was going to say I would trade her for a sandwich, but clearly you are more hateful.
Yes. Burnham hate spiral. Go.
I don't understand this whole thing. So anyway, what we learn is that Control Control injected its dead body with nanites,
Sure it did. Yeah.
resurrected it,
Yes.
set it floating out in space
As bait, I guess.
so that Michael Burnham would definitely show up.
Yeah.
Of all of the people in the entire galaxy
Yes.
that would show up,
Yeah.
Michael Burnham, it knew it the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, to a certain degree, that makes sense, right? This self-important bitch. Of course, she's gonna fucking show up here, and yeah.
I can't. I can't even take the sarcasm. She shows up,
Yeah.
and then she's supposed to get on the ship.
Yes.
Then she's supposed to have specifically Spock with her.
Yes.
Spock is supposed to go down somewhere else
Because of reasons.
so that he can have a conversation with her
Yeah.
so that she can join his magnificent plot to destroy the universe.
Which makes a ton of sense. Yeah. Absolutely. Because you know she's gonna be game for that. Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's just psychotic. Yeah. It's interesting, like how well like Control knows Michael Burnham so well that they know that she would show up to that scene for that particular conversation with Spock, like that they know her so well, but they don't know that she's gonna reject that. And clearly, I don't understand anything that goes on in this show.
I just hate it. It's sheer madness.
Yeah,
And
it really
it's
is.
it's just so narcissistic.
Oh God, yeah.
And everything about it is so antithetical
Yep.
to Star Trek.
Yeah, it really is.
And I mean, I don't even know how to talk about this stuff anymore because it's just layers and layers of madness.
Yeah.
And like, I understand that like 2 or 3 episodes ago we were talking about this and I was talking about how it was madness and you're like, I don't know if it was madness yet. And you're like, okay, so it was a thin layer of insanity.
Yeah.
And then another layer of insanity.
Yeah.
And like, at this point, you can just cake on whatever the hell you want because
Oh yeah, it's all out bad shit at this point. Yeah.
none of this stuff makes any fucking
Nope,
sense.
I can't follow it. I cannot
As far as
follow it.
as far as I can tell, the only reason that it exists is so that Michael Burnham can get in a fist fight with another person.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I
that
can't
makes
tell you the number of fist fights that happened in all of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh my God, I know. Yeah.
I'm going to guess that it was somewhere around 3.
Yeah. That's probably true.
I mean, if you don't count like holodeck sparring programs,
Yeah.
because I'm sure that'll bump it up to 5 or something.
Sure.
It's just obscene. It's like Star Trek isn't about running around and punching people.
I mean, not before J.J. Abrams anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, Spock magnetizes the floor.
Sure.
They defeat whatever.
Sure they do. Yeah.
If
Takes
matter
care of the
can neither be
nanites.
created nor destroyed, how is it that the nanites instantly start regenerating that dude?
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
And then they spill out of him.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Like,
And
those
then
are
they
supposed
start
be
to
the
go
nanites?
over to her.
Yeah.
And she's shooting them with phasers.
Yeah.
Nanites. The largest nanites you've ever seen.
Yeah, they're pretty big for nanites.
That you can see them is your first clue. I'm going to inject you with this obviously evil needle.
Show's so fun. It's a pretty big needle, too, by the way.
It extends, and then it extends,
It's mostly
and
a
then
tube. Like,
it extends. Michael Burnham manages to overpower a person who is physically larger than her,
yeah.
is enhanced with nanites,
Yeah. So Vulcan
Is-
martial arts or whatever. Yeah.
and has a superior footing.
Well, she picked up dark matter that one time. I mean, right?
And
Like-
she had gravity. Yeah. Well, fuck it. We're gonna move off of this subject.
Okay, do you want to go to the next one?
Not even a little bit.
Because it's so funny.
All right, so Pike, Ash, and J.R.R. Tolkien go on a quest for a time crystal.
Like this is the point. This is the point in the show where I thought maybe actually everyone writing this was a genius, because, like, right, what I was content, what I feel like everyone was just content to write off as a momentary just piece of laziness in the writing. Oh, sure, the suit's powered by a time crystal, right? They couldn't think of a different name for the MacGuffin that powers the fucking suit. Whatever, they just threw time crystal in there. It was pretty thoughtless and lazy, and they'll never come back to it again.
But
I mean, it's genius at this point. No, sir. In fact, the time crystal has a backstory.
so I want to point out that even by D&D standards, time crystal is a pretty fucking lazy name for a thing.
I love that both of us were thinking of D&D, because when this happened, I was like, this is somebody making up a D&D campaign as it is happening. This is just a really unprepared dungeon master running this whole fucking show.
Or 12-year-old.
I mean, it couldn't be more ridiculous. It
So
just
whatever-
couldn't be.
Whatever the fuck a time crystal is, the crew of the Discovery need one.
Yes, they do.
They
I don't know
contact-
why. Do you understand why they need one? I wasn't really sure on that part.
So here's the thing. It goes back to the conversation that we have at the beginning of the episode.
Okay.
And literally, it is said right after they say that they cannot remove the data from the Discovery.
Right.
So they need a time crystal.
Yes, I guess.
Because the time crystal will let them send it into infinity.
Okay.
But if they can't delete it,
Yeah.
come on.
Sure.
Like, okay, do they still have all of it? Because they transferred a whole bunch of shit, right?
They were definitely transferring data, right? Like, it was definitely happening. So,
And like, okay, let's...
just a copy-paste deal? I don't know.
Does it have to get all the way to the end before it deletes the other data?
I
Or
don't
does
know,
like the
maybe?
43% that they ran off with, is that gone?
I don't know. I think it's still there, you know.
So that's what they need,
They did
right?
a Control-C instead of Control-X, and...
Yes, that's what they do in the future. So in any case, whatever their stupid fucking plan is, they contact the High Chancellor, right?
Oh my god, yes, they do.
Who strangely they don't refer to as mother, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
How dare they?
I know, she's the mother of dragons. Wait, that's a different
Klingon.
fantasy
Mother-
show, but
Mother of Klingons.
it's a different fucking D&D campaign. But yeah.
And they arrange to escort the Discovery into Klingon space, which they don't need to do because they spore drive directly there.
Yeah.
So she shows up anyway, because
Yeah.
whatever. Ash and Laurel get into some argument
Yeah.
about who should go to the planet. So Pike settles
Yeah.
it by volunteering to go down to the planet.
She's just...
He puts on his heaviest winter coat and travels to the volcanic temple deep within the mines of Moria.
Oh my god, I love this. I don't know about you, Tactic Angel, but I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was watching Pike in his fucking winter coat.
Walk across a bridge over lava.
And I was like, this show is called Star Trek. How the fuck is this show called Star Trek?
Unless he was walking up a reverse or an inverse gravity slope.
Yeah. Oh, it's so stupid. It's so unbelievably stupid. So we find out, right, the Klingons have, like, all the time crystals, right?
Now,
They have all of them.
I want to stop for just a moment.
Okay.
So we were sold that time crystals are a rare and powerful thing.
Yes, we were.
Upon a scene in this when they walk into the time crystal vault, I
Yes.
paused it and I counted.
Yeah.
I counted exactly 50
Yeah.
before they panned down to 1 billion.
Yeah. There's a fuckload of them. Yeah.
I don't even know how you would notice one was missing.
Yeah. So, right, we had posited before that perhaps the time crystal was guarded by a dragon on Vulcan or whatever, since that planet seemed to have become Middle Earth at some point. But in fact, no.
This is
No.
Mount Doom.
They are produced within the bowels of Mount Doom, and they are guarded by who?
Klingons.
Right,
White
but
Klingons.
what do they call themselves?
The timekeepers. the keepers of time.
Are you kidding me? Who are the timekeepers?
Yeah,
It's just literally watching this, it's like, what else does this show have to do? What the fuck else does this show have to do to convince you that it fucking hates Star Trek? That it doesn't give a shit about Star Trek?
there is one good thing about this.
What's that?
So, Vok and L'Rell's son are there. is there,
Yeah.
right?
Great.
And he's like 100 years old
Uh-huh. Cause why?
because time crystals.
Because time crystals.
So he has a name that I don't really care about.
Yeah.
He's also wearing a tiara that I don't really care about. Mm-hmm. But what's really important is that he is wearing a manageable amount of makeup so
Yeah.
that he can actually talk.
Yeah.
Which is unlike L'Rell.
Unlike L'Rell.
'cause when
I know.
she's like, I want to go down to the sky.
I know. Ash is like, whatever, I really love our son. And she responds with,
It's like the fucking mom from Charlie Brown.
pretty much is. Poor bitch. God damn it. This stuff's so much shit in her mouth she can't speak. Like,
Here's some gauze. It'll help you enunciate.
my son is really important to us.
I'm going to the Swedish Chef. Anyway, if the Swedish Chef showed up on this show, it would make it better.
Yeah.
And the keeper of the time crystal is the Swedish Chef.
Oh my god.
Bark, bark, bark.
It's so bad. It's so bad. God damn it.
All right, so there's 100 billion T crystals,
Yep, they're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere.
and Pike's like, I want to see one, and Vok's son is like, no,
Yeah.
that'll be bad.
You're
and it's
not
like,
allowed.
no, I can take it no matter what it is. And then he says, time will tell.
What a great line.
I did laugh at that.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
I'm not sure it was supposed to be funny, but it was. So they go down into the thing. There's 100 billion crystals, and
Yep.
he's like, he says something that's really, really true, and I don't remember exactly what it was. And it's like,
Yeah.
the present is the veil between anticipation and horror.
Yeah.
And if you replace the present with Star Trek Discovery,
Yeah.
true.
What an optimistic point of view.
So they go down, and god damn it if this doesn't just turn into... Okay,
Yeah.
It's torture porn, right?
It's Dungeons and Dragons, motherfucker.
No, it's Hostel meets Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because it's like, here, touch this crystal.
So
and he's like, okay,
retarded.
yeah, it's
God
totally.
damn it.
And so Pike sees his future
Yeah.
where he gets.
He gonna get blowed up. Yeah.
I would like to point out, dear listener, the person who still maintains that this is the same timeline. What in the hot fuck was he wearing?
Right? I was like, at least where is at least the classic Federation uniform?
Because we know he's already supposed to be in something like the classic Federation uniform, but for some reason it's like throwback on the STD, and instead he's wearing like some gray Confederate uniform or something.
Yeah.
And so we know like that doesn't make sense because after this happens,
Yeah.
Spock tries to abscond with Pike to go back to Talos 4 so that he can believe that he has ability and live out his life with, Vina and all that stuff. And that's great. Fucking great episode, or actually two-parter. Probably the original two-parter, I think, of all of Star Trek.
God, yeah, it's season 1, yeah.
And for the love of God, he's not wearing the right uniform. Then he gets his face melted off, and then he's like walking through a hallway, and he sees himself, and he comes through with whatever. Fine, he's got a really terrible wheelchair. Great. Yeah. I like the fact that you referenced the wheelchair from the original series, but then he like looks himself in the face, and then his face starts melting.
What the fuck was that? Yeah.
All right, let's suppose that you had children and you wanted to pass on the legacy of enjoying this bright and beautiful future.
Yeah.
Where everyone treats them, every other person equally and fairly. Yeah.
Well, you already fucked up if they're watching Discovery, but
yeah,
especially up to this point.
But then we have to like, God, can you imagine the nightmares if you were like 8 and you were watching somebody's face melt off?
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
I was 35 before I watched He Chose Poorly and that's my favorite movie. I'd watched it 100 times probably. That is my absolute favorite movie in existence. And I still don't watch those seconds where, what's his face's face melts off and he turns into a thing. And he's like, ah! And he like grabs Elsa and you're like, Elsa's too hot to be gripped.
I know. You can't grabbed by face, zombie.
Yeah.
Like,
like she's a Nazi, but like,
she's super hot Nazi.
She's like a 9.5 easily.
Totally.
And like that kind of like lowers the badness of the Nazi.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, hot chicks, they can do anything.
Here's the thing. If she were in Star Trek Discovery, she would run the goddamn place.
Oh, for sure. Easily.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're like, Nazi? Yeah. Hot?
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Awesome.
I'd like to see a hologram of that.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Fuck this show. Anyway. God damn it. This is going to be madness to even, like, listen to and compile and do all... I hate this
Whatever. It's not our fucking fault. It's this goddamn show. Like,
so Time Crystal, he's got the Time Crystal. He looks forward to Time Crystal.
Time Crystal is guarded by the Timekeepers.
And it's like, oh, I saw my face melted off. And it's like, are you sure you want to continue? Because if you take the Time Crystal, then there's nothing you can do about the future. And you're like,
sure, that makes a ton of fucking sense.
All right, let's suppose that that's true.
Yeah.
Let's suppose that what that is Captain Pike accepting his future.
Yeah.
And I can go with that. He stands up, and this show is called Through the Valley of Shadows, right?
Yeah.
Captain Pike is supposed to be an intensely religious person, a Catholic guy.
Yeah, he's Catholic.
And I don't really get into the Catholic stuff that much myself, not even a little bit, really. I like their buildings. They're kind of neat.
They do have nice buildings.
After that, it seems a little bit weird and archaic. So, like, he stands up and he says, I'm a Starfleet captain and I believe in all these things.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give that up just because things might not turn out the way that I wanted them to. And you're like,
melts. Yeah.
Good. Like that's good character stuff.
Cool.
But if you're making a reference to the Bible, couldn't you throw into that list the fact that his foundation for those beliefs may incorporate at least a small amount his faith? Like that would make this whole thing make a little bit more sense.
Sure.
I got it.
Well, he says love at the end, which I thought was a little fucking gay, but whatever. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, man. God damn it. So, maybe that's whatever. This show fucking sucks. It's so fucking stupid. None of that made any sense to me. Pick up this time crystal, that means you gotta have your faith melted off. Oh. I guess. Why the fuck not? I mean, we've been dealing with the Red Angel who apparently changed the fucking past whenever she wants to, but, yeah, sure. I pick up this time crystal. That makes all the fucking sense in the world.
I guess I have one other query. And it kind of goes back to, I mean, it's becoming a theme of this show, right? So if a time crystal is too powerful for any mortal to have, because whatever.
I don't know. Maybe they can't be destroyed. I mean, it's like there's so much that is wrong with this.
Can I not launch them into a sun?
And like, why
can I not blow them up?
I mean, I guess they're just naturally a fucking time crystal that is a naturally occurring phenomenon. It's just psychotic. And the fact that it's guarded by a bunch of fucking Klingons.
Albino
Klingons, and yet we understand, right, that the the problem with the Red Angel suit at the beginning, right, was that they were being attacked by Klingons because of the time crystal and all of that. Okay. Klingons wanted the
it makes sense.
technology for time travel, and they were willing to kill for it. It's like okay, well, I'm pretty sure
it's like Pokemon's gotta collect them all.
Seems like you guys already have the time crystals, right? It seems like you already have them. And they appear to be guarded by a bunch of fucking sick Klingons. And I'm pretty sure that if Kronos was like, hey, if Kronos, if the homeworld of a warrior race was like, we should probably go fucking kill all of these monks and grabbed up these time crystals so that we can control the world or the universe, they would have done that, right? It's fucking insane.
Well, the other thing is, okay, to go to the whole Burnham's parents were maybe killed by Klingons thing.
Yes.
The Klingon High Chancellor or mother says that she has no power over these people.
Right.
So why is it that they suddenly show up with a ship trying to take back a time crystal, which I assume maybe was stolen?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, that's best case scenario. Me writing for the writers because...
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, supposing that they had, let's say, 1 billion, and they ended up with 999,999,999, right? That sort of thing. Do you go after it? Do you start a war for one time crystal out of 1 billion?
Sure. I don't know. Because I thought, Control and Starfleet in general was like, hey, man, we can't let these fucking Klingons get this goddamn Red Angel suit because they're a warrior race. And it's like, if they had the ability to time travel, they'd wipe out the Federation before it even started. You're like, well, that does make sense. Now it doesn't.
Yeah.
Now it makes no sense at all because they have it. They got the resources. So why haven't they done that?
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And the reason why I brought it up was because, like, it's a painful blind spot. Because it's like, last episode we're like, well, I mean, if the red orb data won't allow itself to be deleted, blow up the ship.
Yeah.
And if Control's on the ship and you need to get rid of Control, blow up the ship.
Yeah.
And you have a whole fucking ton of time crystals and nobody can have the time crystals.
No.
Get rid of the time crystals. And then at the end of this episode, it's like, oh, they're all coming for us. And never mind the fact that it's pointless to chase a fucking ship with a spore drive with a conventional warp drive. That's
No
the whole
shit,
fucking
man.
point.
Yep.
Like, Stamets, get in the
Jump.
shower.
Just do it once.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Like,
Yeah, we'll call on you in like a day or 2 or 3 or a month. Fuck. Who gives
Yeah.
a shit?
yeah.
They're going to have to find you. There's no
Yeah.
way. There's fucking
Yeah.
no way that they could ever find you.
No.
And then they're like, all right, now in the situation where we can definitely most likely run, we have to blow up the ship.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh, yeah.
the
yeah.
what the hell? God damn.
I don't know. It's absolute bad. I have a theory at this point, Tactic Angel.
Okay.
So I have a theory that there is a segment of the population that, okay.
Has brain
the
damage.
People, no, that like the people
You
who
don't
like
think there's
this
anybody with
show-
brain damage?
I think that there is a good portion of people with brain damage, but it's probably much higher than we know. But that the people who like this show are in fact actually people who like all of television. Like, they're not Star Trek fans. They're just fans of TV. Like,
okay.
the cross section between them and like, there's just people who watch everything and are fucking and love, like, they love Star Trek Discovery. They think it's awesome. They also think One Tree Hill is awesome, and they think The Bachelor is amazing.
So
and they can give you all of this lore on all of these fucking shows. They just love all of TV. And that's who's watching the show.
I kind of have to agree with you, because the only person that I know, and I know probably a dozen Star Trek fans, the only person that I know who I wouldn't even describe as a Star Trek fan who likes this show is my brother.
Yeah.
And when I think back on all of the movies that I hate, he has liked every one of them. And every movie that I have liked, he has really liked.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I want to disagree with you, but then at the same time, it's like my brother's scale runs from a 4.5 to a 5
Yeah.
on a 5-point scale.
Yeah.
And
I believe it.
I don't understand how you can rationalize this shit. It's just
you can't.
It's
you
just
cannot.
It's madness.
Yeah.
I mean, from episode to episode, if I were to ignore the rest of Star Trek, we have posed so many questions that are fundamentally suspension of disbelief shattering.
Oh, yeah.
That there should be no one watching the show. And based on the number of people arguing with us, I tend to agree that probably nobody watches this show.
Yeah.
God, and like the fucking madness. That even like us trying to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. You can't find a through line. Like, you just can't. It's batshit.
Do we have 2 episodes of this left?
I think we do.
Oh, that's twice as bad as I hoped.
I wish I could get a job in that writer's room, because you don't have to do fucking anything. It just got to be the easiest thing. Just whatever idea that pops into your head, that's fucking genius. It goes right in.
Oh, God. Can you imagine the number of Emmys that we would win?
Oh, man, easily. Oh, God. It's embarrassing, honestly, like how bad this show is and how much money is put into it. It's just, Jesus Christ. The definition of excess.
I really don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Do you have anything else you need to throw out there?
Timekeepers. They keep the time crystal.
Anything else after that?
No, it's so funny, though. It's so funny.
Okay, guys, that has been the Wednesday Night Gentleman on the latest Star Trek episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this brief track. Thank you for hitting like or subscribe button. Join us for the... I don't care.
Okay. Bye-bye.